time talking about nursing theory and framework. It's more about the practical skills of nursing. So, bachelor's prepared, that's you guys, are going to have more discussion about theory and an evidence-based nursing. Okay, so using evidence to base our practice. We already talked about this as well, so this is a review slide. I read it all to you and said don't write it down, right? So now it's written out for you. What builds a theory? Okay, so grouping of concepts and propositions and assumptions. If you can just understand the concept, which you may already from our first lecture on this, that's all you really need to know about this part. So then for our visual learners, you have a diagrammatic representation, right? So you can see in the middle, what are those 4 words in the blue oval? What is it? Oh, yes. You raising your hand in the front? Oh, right, the nursing meta paradigm, okay? Which is surrounded by the nursing process. So the nursing meta paradigm is all of nursing. And then we use the nursing process to assess and what? Oh, you know it? Awesome. Diagnose, plan, implement, evaluate. Okay. So then we have here again the nursing meta paradigm, which you're comfortable with at this point. There's a table in the book on page 32 through 34 that you do not need to memorize. That's a lot. In my master's program, we had to take an entire class on nursing theory, 3 credits, level 500 or 600 class, and we did have to learn them all and apply them to our practice with patients and in the hospital. Okay, that's master's level. At the first year, second semester, bachelor's level, you're just sticking your toe in the water, right? So you're learning what a theory is, what a theorist, who the theorists are, so you can recognize their names, and why is this important to you at this moment? Okay, so let's see, anything on this yep, it's called a chart on page 32 to 36. So I would say page 34 would be my favorite part because I love Gene Watson and Pender. I love Gene Watson and Pender. There you go. So if you just kind of glance through everything but spend maybe a little bit more time on page 34. Okay, so this is basically what I have already said. So nurses develop a theory from observations, test it through research. It helps explain, predict, and understand. So for instance, if you're studying nutrition, you can make some assumptions based on what you've seen. And you could even do this in your life, right? So healthy nutrition equals increased health. We know that. So what are some observations? People who are depressed eat unhealthy diets. People with poor diets have increased heart disease. People with chronic depression have increased heart disease. Chronic depression equals decreased health and outcomes. So how is nutrition related to depression, right? It goes back and forth. People who are depressed have poor diets, but poor diets make people feel worse and have more health conditions. So then how can you develop a theory and a plan to counteract that, right? Okay. And here is if you are interested in history, which I know some of you are, this website here has more details and more details in history about our theorists. So this is the foundation of our nursing. Okay. This is how I felt about nursing theorists when I was a first year nursing student. So, again, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this because I honestly don't think at this stage in nursing you end up taking away very much. It's how many are there? A dozen? 2 dozen? Let's count them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 there. And there are actually more. Those are 16 of the larger theorists. So I think it's hard. It's why do you need to memorize this right this second? Is it going to stick with you? Probably not. So what do we need to take away? What did you read? What stuck out to you in your reading? What was profound to you? And you thought, this is very interesting. Did it make sense to you? So these next couple slides just give you just a few bullet points. Similar, it's even more of a summary than the table on those couple pages. So I made a whole slide for Jean Watson because she came here and spoke 2 years ago, and most of the students got to attend, and her theory is based around human to human caring. So um, I she I think I can feel like there's 12. But I picked out my 3 favorites. So, practicing loving kindness and equanimity within the context of caring, right? So, as a nurse, you're practicing every time you have an interaction with patients, love and kindness, and that we're equal beings. Number 2, being authentically present. So, not being distracted when you go into your patient's rooms. And number 7, engaging in genuine teaching learning experience that attends to the wholeness and meaning, attempting to stay within the other's frame of reference. So, as you can tell, these kind of guide me in my own practice. I'm always trying to understand, well, now that I teach, your frame of reference as a student and making sure instead of just saying, okay, fine, we're switching the whole plan and you're going to get everything online now. I think, how would I feel as a student when now all of a sudden I don't have a lecture and I was really looking forward to that live lecture where I could ask questions. So at every stage of your life as a nurse or as a teacher or as a parent, engaging in a genuine experience where you try to understand the other person's frame of reference is such a great tool, right? It's a way to peacefully go through the world rather than just only staying in your frame of reference. So anyway, I love Jean Watson. It doesn't mean that there's going to be anything about her on the exam. It just means that if you want to be cool, you could like Jean Watson too. No, I'm just kidding. All right, moving forward. So I think this is where we took a break in class. Education is the transmission of civilization, right? We are civilized because we are educated. Unlike wildlife, right? Okay, so let's move. This is moving kind of into the promoting health part. So, promoting health through theory. What do you think about this slide? So, more than 70% of deaths in the US, heart disease, stroke, cancer, lung disease, are related to lifestyle behaviors. Diet, being sedentary, alcohol, tobacco. So 70% of deaths are related to lifestyles. So why don't people just change their lifestyles and lead healthier lives. What's going on with that, right? Why don't we? So, health promotion, that's HP, activities, can enhance the well being and change, but how do we support people to change and have healthier lifestyles? Why don't we have healthier lifestyles? Why don't nurses have healthier lifestyles? We talked a little bit about that. Um, so how can we promote health? And we've talked a little bit at some of the systems that are in place, right? The Healthy People 2020. So the health promotion happens on many levels and many layers. But you can be a nurse and a person in your community and a caring friend who promotes health, um, just as part of who you are, right? You can choose to be a health promoter. Lead by example. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Gandhi. Okay, this is me choking on a piece of popcorn. Whoa, pardon me. I hope that wasn't loud in your ears. So, this slide is a definition slide, a concept slide that I also believe you've read about. But oh, and you had a quiz question about it as well. Where did you read this? Oh, on Healthy People 2020 when you went to the website. So, what are health disparities? And you can read right there. Okay. And then what are health determinants? So, health determinants may be things that you have control over, but they also may be things that you don't have control over, right? So, your physical environment, well, if you have an apartment that has terrible mold or bad air quality, or you live in a place with bad air quality and bad water, sure, just move. Get out of there. Well, how easy is that when you don't have a job, you don't have a car, and you're living in a tenement or a mud structure in a third world country, right? So uh, your environment, physical environment, helps determine how healthy you are, right? If you don't have clean food and water and air, then it's going to affect your health. But you may or may, patients or people may or may not have control over it, right? You can control your attitude, you can control a lot of things, but you can't control